Hi, this is my second proof of determinism. First, a recap about the last one. Basically say that all change in nature is a change in the position and speed of matter and energy. So this includes the movement of my larynx and the activity in my brain. And these changes in the behavior of matter are described by the laws of physics. The special theory of relativity states that an event for this matter, an energy, that some observer claims to be in his past, it can be in another observer's future, if these observers are in relative motion towards each other. This means that if events in the past are deterministic, that so must be events in the future. Or in other words, the same event is seen in the past for observer A and in the future for observer B. Then it is either deterministic or undeterministic for both of these observers, because they have to agree on reality. And it is the same event they are judging. So if you say that for this observer B, for which it is in the past, this event is deterministic because it has passed, it has been, it is part of reality as it is, then it also has to be for the other observer for who it is still in the future, even though he cannot know it, or it's even unknowable for him. So even though reality seems subjective for two observers in relative motion, the underlying reality in space-time, the combination of space and time, this whole reality is objective. It's also why Einstein wanted to change the name of this theory to invariant theory instead of special theory of relativity. So he wanted to put more emphasis on the objective part of the different events for all observers than on the subjective perception of them because of their speeds towards each other. But it never made it because it was by then too deeply ingrained to change it. But it's basically like looking at the same object from different angles. It is the same reality, it's the same object, but from one side it looks like a square and from the other like a cube, for example, but it is still the same thing you're looking at, and that also goes for events you're looking at from the past or in the future. I thought it was a very clever argument I cooked up with, but it turned out that it was already described in 1966 by Rietdijk, Putnam and Penrose argument. That's what it's called, the Rietdijk, Putnam, Penrose argument, and it's described in a paper by Rietdijk called A Rigorous Proof for Determinism. And the Rietdijk, Putnam, Penrose argument put it a little bit different. They said, imagine there is an attack fleet by aliens in the Andromeda Nebula. That's very far away. And you have two observers on Earth, and one is standing still and the other one is moving towards relative to the one that's standing still, and they both have to judge an event from the Andromeda Nebula, and they will not agree on whether the attack fleet of the aliens coming for Earth has already left for one observer, and for the other observer it still has to leave. So so it was interesting to see that it was already been put out there. The second proof I want to make is the self-contradiction of free willies when they say that humans have free will, free from causation, that is. If you go into a debate, so if they decide to go into a debate with a determinist, they already agree on several premises, And one of these is, for example, that you and I both exist in reality. Otherwise, you cannot have a debate. You also agree that truth is better than falsehood. Otherwise, what are you talking about? What are you debating? And you also admit that there is an objective reality about which you wish to gain truth, and that is one objective reality for which you both have a different explanation, but you still agree that there is one objective reality. And you also agree that this reality is consistent, because what would it otherwise mean if you want to find out truth, if the truth of this reality could be different the next day, if the rules are constantly changing about causal relationships. So logic and truth are based on the consistent behavior of an objective reality, and the free willy debater already agrees on that before when he engages in a discussion. And truth loses all meaning if you deny the consistent behavior and relationships between matter and energy. So what it effectively means, if you have, for example, two exactly the same universes, to the smallest detail the same, and both of these universes have a guy in it named Joe, then Joe in universe A cannot behave differently from Joe in universe B, because if reality is consistent, then it unfolds according to the laws of nature in the same way. There would be no cause to explain a different unfolding of the laws of nature. And free willies deny this and have a special place for the human brain outside this consistently behaving matter and energy. So they disconnect it from causality. But yeah, like I said, truth loses all meaning if you disconnect the humans from the causal chain of cause and effect. Because all questions of truth are basically coming down to the question, what are the true causes of events? And without causality there can be no true causes. They could be different tomorrow, or there could be no causes at all. And that is also why free willies cannot stop but pointing out the causes of human behavior when they debate, while at the same time denying that human behavior is in the grasp of causality. The human brain just seeks out causes like a frog seeks out flies. The free willy Stefan Molyneux even stated to a determinist that his determinism was caused by his perfectionism. And he also made about 1500 podcasts about what causes human behavior, while at the same time denying human behavior is caused. So that is a contradiction in someone's behavior, I think, when you continue to point out causes for human behavior and at the same time deny that human behavior is caused. And the reason I'm so strict about this sticking to causality as a universal principle is because I think ditching causality is a sign something is seriously wrong with your philosophy.